Welcome to another episode of the Attic Fables podcast. I'm glad you've joined us for today's episode. Today, I'm going to ask the question, are you checking your attitudometer? You didn't know you had an attitudometer? Well, stick around and find out. We have all kinds of instruments to measure things. We have scales to measure our weight. We have rulers to measure length. We have thermometers to measure the temperature. In our cars, we have speedometers and odometers to measure the speed and distance. Now, there's one instrument that actually saves lives, and that's the barometer. Sailors use barometers to measure the air pressure. And when the barometer reads that there's high pressure, well, that means the sailor can go sailing because the skies are bright and the seas should be calm. When the barometer measures low pressure, it means it's going to rain. And when there's a sudden drop or a drastic drop in the air pressure, that means that there's going to be a storm. Probably not the best time to go sailing. There's other places where there's storms. Besides the ocean, there can be a storm in your life. There could be storms in your relationship with other people. And these storms happen when our emotions get out of control. When our emotions get out of control, our out of control emotions can tear our lives apart and can tear apart our relationships with our friends and family. Normally our emotions are calm and peaceful. We get along with other people and we don't get bent out of shape when something doesn't go our way. Sometimes, however, we do let our emotions get out of control, and that's when there's a storm that brews in our heart. Fortunately, God has given us attitudometers. An attitudometer is a gauge that measures your emotions. Some people call the attitudometer conscience. Sigmund Freud called the attitudometer the superego. Whatever you call it, your attitudometer is what helps you to know if you are calm or if you're headed for a storm. It helps you to know when there's a storm brewing in your heart. Reading your attitudometer isn't easy, but with practice, you can become a skilled meteorologist and be able to accurately predict the attitudes of your heart. Here are some questions that you can ask yourself to see if there's a storm brewing or if you're sailing on calm seas. Ask yourself, are you happy or are you upset? Are you being agreeable or do you tend to be disagreeable? Can you overlook the mistakes of others or are you critical of others? Do you allow people to make mistakes or do you always find fault? If your attitudometer registers negativity, then maybe it's time for a change. Make a commitment to be positive, to be helpful, to be encouraging, to trust others, to be respectful. A good way to have a better attitude is to read the love chapter in the Bible. The love chapter is 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, this is what we read. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily discouraged. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Read this verse every day and allow God to help you develop a positive attitude. This way, you'll provide a safe harbor for yourself, for your friends, and your family. Let the peace of God fill your life with a positive attitude. I hope that you've enjoyed today's episode of the Attic Fables podcast. Until next time, remember, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what you've done, God loves you.